So I did a video last week. I asked my subscribers if they would pick cotton for $900 an hour. I got quite a few comments of people who understood the points that I was making in that video, but then I also got those comments that were kind of like, picking cotton, man. The symbolism. So I'm going to take the time real quick to address some of the comments on that video. Marie Cole says, all money is not good money when it comes from evil. I agree with that statement, but my question is, what's evil about picking cotton? Vegeta's comment. I don't know if you're a boy or a girl, but you said nope. It's the principle. I actually responded to them and I asked them if they worked a job. And to which they responded and said, yes, but I don't work a field. LOL. I'm not mad at anyone who says that they would do it, and I'm not judging them. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. Everyone is different. To which I respect that. Phelps 5 says no. Read the book of Jasher. The same thing happened to the Israelites in Egypt. The plan of their enslavement was diabolical. No way in hell I would. I love you and your family always. To go back to this level of slavery would be worse than the first. I actually responded to him with some points that I'm going to make a little later on in this video. But I'm going to read his response to my reply to him. I understand, but the same offer was given to the Israelites in ancient Egypt. I don't remember reading that specifically, but if you have the verse, I would like to see it. But anyway, sounded like a decent offer to them at the time. If ever this offer was given to our people, it would give every indication to get drug dealers off the streets, get women off of welfare, to get our people out of debt, etc. But it would be the nastiest trap ever. With every opportunity given to us as a people, it comes with many unseen strings attached. That's the Babylonian system way. That's the New World Order way. Don't you ever think the offer would not require you selling your soul? I gotta I'm gonna pause right quick, but what y'all should know, those of you who are reading this comment along with me, whenever the Illuminati gets someone to sell their soul, they usually get them to do like some type of ritual, some type of soul tie. When I was talking about this scenario of applying for a job where they're paying you $900 to pick cotton, I'm talking about just a regular job where you go in for a job interview and they give you your drug test and then they set you up for payroll and you just go out there and you pick your cotton. I'm not talking about selling your soul. You're not selling your soul on that application any more than you're selling your soul when you go and apply to work at Walmart. Anyway, let me go back to this. They will never offer us economic freedom. At this time, our people are not in any frame of mind to handle such responsibility. We would spend it in the most profane places, bringing Yah's name in vain. Love you and the family. I thank Yah for your parents daily. And thank you for the support. Another guy, Ben Hoda Shadar Malkama. I hope I pronounced that right. Forgive me if I didn't, but he puts the scripture, Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. And then he says, I'm not saying one shouldn't do that, but check your personal reasoning, Yerah Shalom. I personally would not take that job. Shalom Mishpaka Barakatah. I think I pronounced that right. Now, I'm going to address all those comments right quick. We got to keep it real, y'all. I see a whole lot of worry about the so-called symbolism of picking cotton and the slavery behind it and all that stuff, right? But my question is it really slavery if you're being compensated for your work? The crime during slavery times wasn't the fact that they had black folks out there picking cotton. The crime was the fact that they took them, beat them, made them slaves, and then said, you gotta pick this cotton now. That was the crime. Honestly, there are a lot of degrading jobs in today's time that are a lot worse than picking cotton. But when a person goes and they apply for a job as a janitor, cleaning up human feces off of walls and stall doors and toilet seats, they are not selling their soul. Even though they're applying for this job for monetary compensation so that they can feed their family. What's funny is, I was looking at some job listings for the area I live in, and I saw a job listing. It was $15 an hour, farm work, out there in the sun all day long. Basically, the workers would be out there, and I think it was like 40 positions that they were looking to fill. But basically, the farm workers, they would be out there cutting down weeds, digging up cow crap, horse crap, gathering crops, and doing a bunch of other different things. They're looking to fill 40 positions. And honestly, it kind of made me laugh, because I'm like, what is it about cotton that everybody just, as soon as you say picking cotton for money, people just,
oh snap, oh hell no, man, I'd rather just be broke and homeless than to pick me some cotton, dog. I ain't selling my soul.
Nobody asked you to sell your soul, brother, man. I'm just saying, go fill out a job application the same way you fill out any other job application, and go pick that cotton. Like I said, there are some jobs out there that are far more degrading than picking some cotton. Let's talk about some common sense real quick. So of course we know the so-called hypothetical scenario of being paid $900 an hour to do any general labor type job isn't on the table. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, they were paying you $900 an hour to cut grass. Would you take that job? Like, I want to see your answer in the comment section below. Would you take a $900 an hour job cutting grass? And my question is, if you said yes, then what's wrong with the cotton job? See, the reason why I asked that job is not because I'm genuinely wondering if people would take that job, but I'm really trying to get to the bottom of a hypocritical mindset that our people have. We don't really understand how to think practically. We don't understand how to think with common sense. We automatically assume that everything, certain things are some type of conspiracy to keep the black man down. But honestly, I think Caucasians would be, or should I say, the white supremacy powers that be would be stupid as I don't know what to start putting job applications out there for people who want to pick cotton for $900 an hour, which is why they would never consider doing something like that. And if such a scenario popped off, my thing is, of course you would use your discernment to see what it is they're asking you. Are they asking you to be a sex slave to white supremacy? Are they asking you to do something homosexual like buck breaking on the farm? Are they trying to get you to sell your kids? Is it some type of clause in the contract telling you that you must work with us for the next 30 years of your life, and if you decide that you want your contract torn, it'll cost somebody's life in your family? I mean, of course then you don't take the job, but I'm just talking about a regular freaking job application. Just like any old job application, just says, we're looking for workers to pick this cotton out of our field. We'll pay you $900 an hour if you are interested in this job. No clauses, no strings attached, just a job picking cotton. And I'm saying, if it was me in that situation, I would use my discernment, I would read that contract, and if everything looked good, I would say, heck yeah, I'm getting that money. You know why I would say that? Because while Negroes are standing off to the side saying, no, because it's slavery all over again, even though I'm being compensated. While black people are off standing off to the side complaining, all your white college students, all your Asians, your Indian people, all your kids from the suburbs will be lining up, taking that job. Guess what? They'll be bringing their little umbrellas out there to shade them from the sun with their little Gatorade and some little music that they can listen to on a Bluetooth speaker or something. And they'll be out there picking that cotton, making that money, while you off in the hood broke. Bro, them college students will pick that field completely clean. At the end of the week, they'll walk home with more than $7,000. And they'll take that $7,000 plus dollars that they're making weekly, and they'll save it. And once they accumulate enough money within a short period of time, many of them will use it to pay off their student loans, to buy a nice home, buy a nice mansion, start a business, invest their money, do many different things. While you're off in the hood refusing that job because you're too self-righteous to accept a job picking cotton because you don't want to feel like a slave again. Bruh, I've worked general labor jobs. It was hard work. Last job I was doing, I was stacking tires. needed the money, so I applied for the job. I was stacking tires, heavy freaking tires. Sometimes I'll get in the truck and I would unload them too. I'd do my thing or whatever. But dude, whenever we went in there to do our job, man, I felt like a slave, dude. I feel like if you're stacking boxes, stacking tires, manufacturing hairspray or picking cotton or whatever it is you doing, bruh, it's already gonna be some type of form of feeling like a slave, because you gotta get up and you gotta take time out of your day and you gotta go work for the man. Picking cotton for a living is no more evil than working at Tyson Chicken. I know a lot of y'all, there are a lot of people out there, some of y'all maybe even watching my channel, who have probably worked at Tyson Chicken sometime in your life. Or worked at Walmart, or worked at Radio Shack, or Auto Advance Parts. And I'm saying, bottom line, our people need to drop this symbolism, taboo that we have in our minds because of the fact that we're just so self-righteous. I mean, it's that same mindset that when you look at us as a people, it's that mindset that caused Martin Luther King to push for integration instead of us pushing to build capital so we can start our own businesses and fund our own police force and fund our own educational system and get our own neighborhoods and make our own stuff. I mean, some of you folks out there are looking at the idea of picking slavery like, oh my gosh, us as a people, we've come so far from picking cotton, even though we still in the hood at the bottom of the freaking totem pole of society. My thing is, came so far from what? Like, it just cracks me up so much when I hear people say we've come so far from when we were picking cotton in slavery. I'm like, Negro, you know how many people I know who work in the sun all day? People I know who work in hot warehouses. Like, it just makes me laugh when I hear people say we've come so far from picking cotton, and I'm like, from picking cotton to what? Cleaning toilets? Believe it or not, things are the exact same way they were back then during slavery. The only difference is we're just in a more technologically and socially advanced society than we were back then. Everything was just basic and straightforward. Listen, pick this cotton and then go to your slave hut, okay? That's how things were back then. Now they say, stack this box of candles on that pallet so we can wrap it up and we'll give you minimum wage for it. And of course, like right now, we have our Oprah Winfrey's and our Dr. Dre's and Jay-Z's and our black doctors and social career having African Americans nowadays. But guess what? Back then they had the same thing for that time period. They had black performers, they had black people who invested in the stock market and lived pretty wealthy, nice lives at that time. I mean, what's the movie 12 Years a Slave? That was based off of a true story. That was a black man who was living nice and wealthy. He had a family, kids, wife and kids, and some white folks kidnapped him and threw him into slavery. But he thought he was doing good at the time. He was like, I'm a black man, I'm doing good in this time and era. It's the same way now. White folks at the top with a couple of little sprinkles and specks of black people who are doing well. And Negroes at the bottom. It is what it is. I got a comment I'm about to read right quick from a guy. He's a Caucasian guy. He's been watching my channel now for a few years. Bobby Kennedy. LMAO. That's right. By God, I would have done it for $9 an hour 15 years ago. You know why he said that? Because in another comment, he said, I am at the bottom too, stacking boxes. Everything you said. In other words, he get the common sense behind the so-called scenario that I'm giving. I love my people, man, but we make a conspiracy out of everything. Oh, some type of conspiracy to control the black man, you know. In which, that's definitely true. There are a lot of things out there that are given by the white supremacy powers that be to trip and be a snare to the black man. That is definitely true. But our people have allowed that fear of being involved in some of those things to cause us to be completely stagnant as a race. Because we always assume that because somebody makes it and they're successful, that they done sold out. It's like, it's possible to be successful without selling your soul. I know plenty of people that do it. And we make such a conspiracy out of everything. Like, this is a little off topic, but it trips me out, man, that you can't scratch your eye, or you can't just be sitting there at a bench with your hands like this. You just might be resting on your hands, just twiddling your fingers or something like that. And somebody probably think that you're working for the Illuminati. Even though you weren't thinking about anything, you were just sitting there thinking about your favorite Marvin Gaye song or something like that. And people assuming that you Illuminati because you actually made this symbol for 2 seconds while doing something stupid like this. Our people gotta drop that mindset. We gotta drop the hypocrisy. And we gotta drop the fear that we have of a lot of things that we fear. If I saw an ad in the paper right now, it wouldn't have to be $900. They could just be, if it was near where I live at right now and they were saying you can pick cotton for $16 an hour, I would take that job for the same reason I would take a job working for the city cutting branches for $16 an hour.
Because it's a job!
I'm Elijah Yarike. You can subscribe to this channel, you can unsubscribe, you can like the video, you can dislike it, share and comment. And with that, I will say peace.